Chris, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure.
It's my pleasure just to have a quick conversation with you about your ideas about the biohacking. I know that it's a very commercial name, but tell me what are your ideas about biohacking?
I think biohacking has created a nice buzz around something that I've been passionate about for 30 years. And that is principally, we have to know more about how we perform biologically in able to understand our risks for disease and ultimately change that risk. And as we do that, we begin to increase performance. That's both mental, physical, awareness, recovery, everything, if we understand more about how we perform. The biohacking term, not a great one, but works, is one for the individual to look slightly inward and say, I feel great or I don't feel great or whatever, but biologically here are the things I have to work with. I think it's a really actually quite a progressive moment. And as younger people begin to grasp this and employ genetics, employ microbiome testing, employ nutritional biochemistry, and begin understanding what they need for their daily routines, you will see better performing individuals.
Let's talk about the genetic part. You were saying yesterday that the genetic test can be very important. Can you please explain?
It's just human science or human science. Science is a strange thing. We do a lot of work for something, and we get a lot of knowledge, and then we leave it on the table. We leave it on the table so long until someone says, "Oh, this might be important." And I think that's exactly what's happened with genetics. It is true, we do not understand everything, absolutely. But there are a lot of things we do understand, and it does indicate individuality. And you are not the same as your mother, your sister, your brother, your family members, anybody. You are unique. And unless you grasp this and understand it, you will just be part of the crowd doing what everybody else does. But if I told you, you have poor methylation or you have poor detoxification, and if you don't address it, you have an increased risk of cancers, of cardiovascular disease, of general poor health, would you not want to change it if you could? And I think that's what genetics allows us. It is true, we don't have all the answers, but grasp what we have, take what we have, and use it. And every single person who is interested in their health, and those that are not, should be doing a genetic test.
But if we just think about our industry, you said yesterday that it was something like the genetic is only 60%, but you have also another things to do.
It's very important to understand your genes do not determine you, but they are your infrastructure. You have your unique pattern that is manipulated by the environment you live in, or the environment you live in is determining how you're functioning according to your genes. It is very important to understand the limiting factors, and it's very important to support those factors to make sure that the environment you live in is optimal. So even in harsh environments, I always like to say humans came out of the swamp. If we come out of the swamp, we can survive anything. But some humans survive better. Some humans are stronger. Some humans respond quicker. And if we understand the blueprint, the genetics, you'll be able to do the same.
What's the opportunity for this market? Do we have to be together with the doctors, or
I think it's a very this is a moment in time when we're going to see healthcare shift. Traditionally, you went to the doctor because you're sick. I want to see people going to doctors because they're well. I think they need to be coached. It's true that the individual going online probably cannot get the information they need. They need to find partners. And it doesn't have to be a medical doctor. It could be a nutritionist. It could be a very well-educated fitness instructor that understands certain areas. And then they work together over time to understand that biochemistry and then implement the different changes.
what kind of products or services do you recommend to start with if you are a health club?
If you're a
Health club.
health club, and I think these terms are important, right? We've got to work out who is doing what. A health club sounds a great name and is indicative that we're looking after your health. What are we going to do? As you walk into that health club of the future, you will be screened for your genetics, not because we're looking for disease, but we're looking to how we can help you with performance. Then you'll be looking at various biomarkers. You'll be looking to say what are you eating, when do you eat, how much do you eat, when do you go to sleep, how do you sleep, how long do you sleep, when do you exercise, what do you exercise with, how long do you exercise. All this will be manageable by data sets, and it's very, very close. The forward-thinking health club will already be implementing strategies, not of what I would say of dreams, but of reality. What can we acquire knowledge-wise that would change the customer? If you think about, there isn't anybody in a gathering these days that when you're around the table says, oh, I can't eat this food or I can't eat that food. And it's not because it's some crazy made up stuff. It is because it's real. They produce antibodies. And if you as the health club know that that customer cannot eat this and this and this, but can eat that and other things, you create menus for the individual. And that will surely entice people and keep that loyalty much stronger.
And you prescribe exercise
Yes.
because of this.
Yes. And the exercise will be monitored to be a feedback loop. So you don't just say, right, you're going to train this week because I've read some paper or done some research on this. That's great, and it might be true, but for the individual, it's different. We want to know what's right for you. We're going to train you on this program, and then we're going to monitor how you performed and say, do we need to tweak it? Do we need to do longer, shorter? If you've got an infection coming, for example, you typically only find out when you have a sore throat and you're lying in bed. But we have methods now, technologies with wearables, with implants, that we can see this days before. If 3 days before your temperature is elevated, you're not going to go to the gym and do a workout. But right now, what happens is someone says, oh, I don't feel so good today, but I'm going to go to the gym to see if I can get it. See, we're going to change that behavior.
This is the future. I don't know if the future will be 2 years, 5 years, 10 years.
In my club, if I was setting it up today, it would be there now, for sure.
Right now.
All the technology is there, all the knowledge is there. What we need to do is really, really focus on upskilling staff members to be cognizant, thinking about how does this play with my customer. And that's a new way of thinking a little bit. The feedback between the teams has to be very good. There's no point saying that the genetics have shown that someone is, now we're talking in sporting terms, more endurance based, and the fitness instructors are trying to push them on sprints. That wouldn't be logical given the biology. The communication between the teams is important, but I can imagine that health club, and I like the word health club because it will be a group of people working together to increase performance. And if you increase performance of the individual, you will see increased productivity, better lifestyle, better thinking, better happiness, better family life, and the health club will become center point to that person.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and for your knowledge.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.